center.
Yep.
I mean, there
Oh,
would be
that's right,
time to do
it's-
both, I think that's a poor excuse.
That's starting at 7, right, out of Prosper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna try to run out there after this
Yeah.
for a little bit. See if there's anything going on.
Fireworks.
Yeah. We'll see the blinds on that window, huh?
Yeah, it should hopefully goes down. You can come between one of the branches. No name?
He's sick.
Tyson's in charge.
Yeah, we're better off with Tyson.
Streaming?
Yeah.
Lucky guy.
Did you anyone fumigate the place after Nate was been in here?
Yeah. Oh, it's got a domino effect.
Just be riding low.
Yep. Get you lean on.
Yeah.
So as soon as 7 rolls around, we'll start to do the Pledge of Allegiance and then get rolling.
I probably need to print this stuff out for you, don't I? Didn't realize you wouldn't have access to this.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Thank
We got 2 others on here that I can print out for you.
Appreciate it.
Oh. We don't have the phone on here. I'll ask Tyson.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
Laura should be coming too, we're coming in hot from Lions Club, so we tried to make it as fast as possible.
Nate just texted and asked if Rob's on the phone. Are you supposed to have the phone on for Rob?
I wasn't told,
No? Okay.
there was only 3 of you guys here last year.
Yeah.
Sir?
Yep, and the top one was 4.2.
Rob is new too,
The
so he
second
may
one was
not,
4.4.
I mean,
Think of, yeah.
he probably doesn't even know that.
Thank you. You'll be all right.
I'm sure he'll text somebody if he's on the line and nobody's there.
Nate's asking, did I call out?
He did?
You just did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anybody got Rob's number on hand?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, I got it.
Okay.
I fell this morning,
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure I
did something?
did something to my knee.
Yeah.
The doctor wants to wait until
It's-
next week to figure it out.
Shoot.
I didn't break it at least.
Maybe you did
There's
have a
the
high pain
positive.
tolerance.
Right?
High pain tolerance for sure.
Yeah.
I broke something really small and it hurts a lot.
Hello,
Hey Rob.
How we doing, Rob?
I'm okay.
All right, we'll get started. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I feel like that flag, I don't know, I stand in the way of it, so you gotta be able
Keep
to see
getting
it.
closer and closer to the flag.
All right, welcome. This evening, we are representing here city council members and the school board member. So thanks for being here. Tonight is the Lennox Board of Equalization. Do we have any additions or changes to the agenda?
Mayor and board, I would like to add a motion to add the appeal application and the email rescinding the application, item 4.1. I'd also motion to remove item 3.1 and kind of split them out and add them under new business under item 4.5, appeal Gene Cooper -1, and then item 4.6, appeal Lennox Properties LLC.
Okay. Lennox Properties LLC.
And all those ones that include changes are printed off for you.
Okay, so we're essentially, the consent agenda 3.1, we'll take that out, and those are gonna be two agenda items, move to 4.5, appeal Gene Cooper.
Yep.
And then 4.6, Lennox Properties LLC.
Yep.
And then what'd you say about the 4.1?
To add the appeal and then the
Okay.
email rescinding the appeal.
Okay, so just the documentation for
Yeah.
that, okay. All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion in a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Visitors to be heard. Seeing that there's none. Pete, if you wanna come up in your part, you sure can later, but, so, we'll wait on that, so. All right, no visitors to be heard, and then no consent agenda now. On to new business, 4.1, just the documentation for the rescinded appeal for Marlon Seafeld.
Yep.
Get no action item on that, but just so we're aware of that. And then we've got appeal, Vandenover, Pete. So the first one, is there anything you'd like to come forward and share about your appeal, Pete? Come on up.
Right up here to the podium.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
I know.
That's really important then, so thanks for being here.
At least I can lay down and go sleep.
Yeah,
Just a heads up, Pete, this first one's for the land that doesn't include the building.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Okay, I've been paying land tax on 66 acres, 66 feet, 400 feet, and they got it over $1,000 a year now, which I think is a little ridiculous. It's for a road.
what was it, what did you pay last year?
Over 1,000.
Over that.
So this is the kind of, your house is on 713 and this is like the big land mass that's kind of
Behind it,
yep,
Yeah.
to the south.
and comes, yep. Yeah, so if you look at the history,
And they sold the other entrance to that land. So it's gonna be dead property for a while. Probably beyond dead.
so it's at 106.9 this year, is at 104,599 in 2025, 104,599 2024, and 60,000 in 2023.
That's the value, assessed value?
So you're thinking the assessed value should be $10,000? What's your rationale for that?
What?
What's your rationale for thinking that this is only worth $10,000?
What? Well, it's just like you paying for a dead cow laying back here. You don't like to pay $2,500 when it's can only get 300-400 back out of it.
If I look at the properties next door to you, the land value to the west is 92,100, and it's about 2/3 the size. And the land to your east, it's about the same size as the one on the other side of you, and that's assessed at 79,000.
Yeah, they at least get a little use out of there. They got kids playing ball and stuff on it.
Well, that doesn't make
Yeah.
the value any different. It's the value of what the land is worth. Just because you don't utilize it doesn't mean it doesn't have that value.
What?
Just because you don't utilize the land doesn't mean it doesn't have the same value as the land next to you.
Yeah, but you gotta be able to sell it. I couldn't even give it away. My son had a guy that was gonna build houses on it. But when he found out it was $1,000 a foot to put in a road, he backed off.
Because Blaine Street would have to continue down that property, right?
What?
Blaine Street would have to continue down that property if that needs to be developed, if someone wants to put a house in there.
Yeah,
So you're saying you don't think that would happen?
no, well, there's only one way in.
Yep.
And you guys went and sold the other way in, you put a house in there.
Okay, well, thanks, yeah, we have other questions for Pete, otherwise we'll discuss as the board here and move with a motion, so. Any other questions for Pete with this property?
And I wouldn't mind a little reduction on the house,
Yep,
because if I don't get it, I'm gonna be forced to sell.
sure.
I think it makes sense that we refer this to the county for review
Mhm.
and let them hear Pete talk and explain his situation so they can make a valuation decision based on his circumstance.
That's definitely an option, so, to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it stops here. I think we refer it on to Lincoln County to review.
At least for we can do that again for the next agenda item, but for this, specifically for this agenda item, we'll refer on to Lincoln County.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the land worth right east, right south of that?
Right south of there is
Another property.
There's, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 acres there.
123,900. That's what it's assessed at.
I think you've got an excellent point to make to the Lincoln County Board of Equalization about holding values for senior citizens and filling out the necessary paperwork with the county so they don't continue to assess up. Going and telling exactly what you just told us will be effective, but they're the ones who, we decide if we refer you on to the county to be heard, and we agree that you need to be heard on this.
Uh-huh.
So you'll need to set an appointment, or you'll look on your paperwork, it'll tell you when you need to go to the county.
That's coming up real quick.
Is it?
Yep.
Probably. You know when that is?
Yeah,
Okay.
So Tyson, do you have that information that you can pass on?
I believe it is in a couple weeks here.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, I think we'll.
That's my opinion.
Yeah,
Now, that we have a board here, so we can have a discussion. That's my aspect and where I'm at.
it's also the assessor is from Lincoln County, and can maybe speak into that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And they're not here tonight,
Right.
so.
local board, March 1st, county board, April 7th.
There we go.
Are you gonna be able, would you be able to make that meeting?
If I don't get nothing done here, I will.
Well, I think this is just the step that has to be taken to do that, so.
Yeah, we don't have the final say anyways, but we can stop it, or we can pass it on. I think what Bill's recommending is we pass it on.
Yeah, let's let Lincoln County do their review so they can get you set properly.
Okay. Well, am I talking out of line?
No,
Nope,
Well,
I think you might have some pushback on your home value. You've got a lot to say about your land value because of the access issues, and they need to hear that.
yeah,
Because they're just looking at buildable land,
yeah,
and they're giving it a number that's just like the property around you and trying to make it fair and equitable. But when there's circumstances that you have from an access perspective, they need to know that. Because it's not buildable land anymore, from what you're telling us. And if that's what it is, then they need to assess it for being more of a backyard than a sellable property. Now, your house, which we haven't discussed yet, but let's finish this one
Yeah.
up on your land, and we'll talk about your house.
yeah, I'll look for a motion to refer to Lincoln County.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion with this? Okay, seeing that there's none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, so this first agenda item, we referred to Lincoln County. So the second one, where your house property is at, is there anything else you wanna add to that, Pete?
not this.
None. So but your argument, what you said is that raise your taxes on it, you're not gonna be able to live there anymore, cause you won't be able to afford that.
Right, well, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little age on
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And my social security check don't amount to nothing.
Nope, that doesn't go up by much.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where, again, the recommendation is to explain you're a senior citizen on a fixed income. And the exorbitant
Better than
rises,
fixed income.
well, the exorbitant rises in valuation has made it impossible or very, very difficult for you to stay in your home.
Right,
And the Lincoln County Board of Equalization does not want that outcome. So they need you to come talk to them on April 7th and explain your situation. There are hardships that are considered because of that. The last thing we want to see is senior citizens put out of their homes because property taxes are too high. That's how this board sees it. Lincoln County is the final say. So you need to represent yourself at Lincoln County with this very information you shared with us.
okay. I can do that, I guess.
Yeah, and again, they will listen. And I will make a motion to refer this to Lincoln County for further review.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion from the board? Seeing that there's none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. All right, thank you, Pete, for being here.
You bet.
We'll go on to 4.4. We have certificate of review of Board of Equalization. Pull this up here. Tyson, you want to read this for us, or?
Yeah, it's
All
just a certificate, I guess, submitted by the city to sorry, I'm just reading this real quick myself. Just to certify that the values that weren't appealed or are appealed are presented or accurate, if not motions to further review by Lincoln County.
So
If that
there's,
makes sense.
there's action on this, motion to submit certificate of review. Should actually be the
It should
last.
be the last agenda item.
So, okay.
I
So
didn't know if I-
So what we'll do is we'll move this to 4.6 and 4.4, actually,
4.7.
yeah, let's just move that to 4.7. So, so now let's just move on to 4.5, which is appeal Gene Cooper 1. Sorry for the confusion.
I didn't realize I could actually move it back. I didn't know if that was against the 24 hours meeting time thing, but.
Well, we'll cover it one way or another here.
Is there additional documentation that I'm not seeing on Cooper's deal, or you've got?
think that's.
Did you see the memo?
Okay, here we go, thank you. Yeah, I just didn't see the paper.
Oh.
So keep in mind this, the issue that was brought up within the memo, which is clearly laid out here, is the argument with the drainage fees or ordinance-based charges. So as Board of Equalization, we can't change that, that'd be a city council decision, so we're just, you just have to keep in mind that is not what we're deciding on here tonight. So we have, even options to deny the appeal, or we can move it to the adjusted assessed value, or refer to Lincoln County Equalization in regards to this agenda item. So this is Gene's first one.
I think here we need to address it as city council with the ordinance, and we deny the appeal.
Correct.
So like, we wanna make this right, but this isn't the right spot to do it.
Right.
So
Yep.
at the next meeting, I'm guessing this will be an
Right.
agenda item for
It's a
us.
city ordinance, not a county,
Right.
Yep.
so.
We'll also add that it wasn't just a drainage fee, he did also appeal the assessed value at $390,883,
Yeah.
when it's currently at $461,000.
Just look at the history of that. So it's 461 in 2026, 459, 862 in 2025, 449, 729 in 2024, 426, 267 in 2023.
So it's following along with the same
Yeah, I don't think
property increases
it
that
doesn't-
everyone else is.
haven't taken any big jump or anything that seems out of line.
Yep.
Just for background, do we know when this property was annexed, and have we found, the agreement that he talks about?
Yeah, I think Nate has it. It was annexed in 2016, and I think Nate's bringing it to the city council this upcoming Monday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'd make a motion to decline this appeal
Okay.
as an equalization board.
Okay, we have a motion to deny the appeal as the Equalization Board. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
And I think, well, I'll just add that we're gonna discuss this at city council with the appointees disputing on the drainage fee.
Yep.
I think there's some action there that will happen, so.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay, no more discussion. All in favor of denying the appeal signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay. Motion carries. Appeal is denied. And then we have in there then the second item with Gene Cooper, 4.6 is the Lennox Properties LLC. So this is located, address is 801 Boynton Avenue.
North of Sioux Steel, is that where it's at? Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So he's got, land value of 32,000 here, and then his building value of 11,400. Are you able to see the history of that?
Where is that located?
It's north of Sioux Steel, kind of.
801 Boynton
It's
Avenue.
like 3 properties. So if you go from Cleveland and Boynton, it's 3 properties over from that intersection.
You're talking quick.
Or
Quaker.
yes, sorry, Quaker, yes, Quaker. I don't like it.
801 West
Totally.
Point.
I knew what you were talking
Yeah, there you go. They're related, right?
Yeah.
This one looks like it has, unless I'm looking at it wrong, it looks like it has had some significant fluctuation in property tax
So
value.
192,400 in 2026, 187,986 in 2025, 188,486 in 2024, 189,130 in 2023, and then 133,253 in 2022, and 45,000 in 2021. So since 2023, it's been pretty stable.
So again, we can, look for direction here, if we wanna deny the appeal, or change the assessed value, or refer to Lincoln County Equalization.
What was the increase for the proposed increase percentage?
187,986 to 192,400, so less than 2%. Well,
I think it's
Two
right
and a
at
half
2%.
It's consistent with the same increases that have been happening across the board.
What type of building is that? Is that a home?
I don't think so, I think that's an outbuilding on that property.
So the county has that building valued at $181,000. He brings up the comparison to like the adjacent property to the west with the land value, or both 11,400, it's the building, that's the big difference.
right.
But, yeah, that's
Yeah, 11,400 is the land, which is a little bit smaller than his to the left, or to the west. His land value is 11,400, so it's right in line,
there's like almost 2 less acres to the west too.
right?
Sure. That seems to be in line.
It does.
I'll make a motion to deny the request for 801 West Boynton Avenue.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to deny the appeal. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right, motion is approved to deny the appeal. And then now we have this 4.7, which is certificate of review of board of equalization, so. Tyson read that a little bit ago, but I'll look for a motion to submit certificate of review of board of equalization.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries, and I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay. And board of equalization is adjourned.
Now we gotta go to Prosper, right?
Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome, thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you, Pete.